The Book of Amduat, or the Book of the Hidden Chamber, is a chronicle of the sun god Ra's nocturnal journey through the underworld, known as the Duat. This journey, encompassing 12 hours of the night, symbolizes the soul's passage through the cycles of death, renewal, and rebirth. It is within these passages, these sacred parables, that one can uncover the alchemical processes essential for spiritual transformation. Imagine a world where the veil between the physical and the spiritual is but a thin, permeable boundary, where gods and mortals alike traverse realms of shadow and light. The Book of Amduat invites the seeker into this world, guiding them through a 12-hour odyssey that mirrors the soul's own journey through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Each hour of Ra's passage is meticulously detailed, presenting a series of vivid encounters with deities, demons, and transformative trials. It is within these passages that one can uncover the sacred alchemy necessary for profound personal transformation. As Ra embarks on his nightly voyage, he transitions from the visible world into the hidden depths of the underworld, a symbolic representation of the soul's inward journey. The Book of Amduat describes this entry as a passage through the western horizon, a metaphorical gateway to the subconscious mind. Here, amidst the darkness and the unknown, lies the potential for immense spiritual growth. The text teaches that true transformation begins with the courage to confront and integrate the shadow aspects of oneself, those hidden fears and unacknowledged desires that dwell within the deepest recesses of the mind. Throughout the journey, Ra encounters numerous challenges and adversaries, each representing the internal trials that any spiritual seeker must face. Among the most formidable of these is Apophis, the serpent of chaos, whose attempt to devour Ra symbolizes the struggle against inner darkness and entropy. The Book of Amduat provides not just a narrative, but a compendium of protective spells and divine invocations that empower the seeker to overcome such obstacles. These ancient incantations, imbued with the sacred names of gods and goddesses, serve as potent tools for spiritual defense and fortification. At the heart of the Amduat lies a moment of profound alchemical significance, the union of Ra with Osiris, the god of resurrection. This sacred conjunction, occurring in the 7th hour, signifies the death of the old self and the rebirth of the new, a theme central to spiritual transformation. It teaches that true enlightenment is achieved through the harmonious integration of opposites, the balance of light and shadow, life and death. By meditating upon this union and invoking the divine names and attributes detailed in the text, seekers can facilitate their own inner alchemy, transforming base desires into spiritual gold. The journey culminates in Ra's triumphant rebirth at the eastern horizon, an allegory for the soul's own ascension to higher states of consciousness. As the sun god emerges radiant and renewed, the seeker is reminded of the promise of spiritual awakening and the awakening of divine powers. The Book of Amduat celebrates this renewal with hymns and invocations that extol the triumph of light over darkness, encouraging the seeker to embrace their own inner divinity and wield their newfound spiritual powers with wisdom and compassion. In the first hour of the Amduat, Ra enters the western horizon, the gateway to the underworld, aboard his solar bark. This transition marks the soul's departure from the material realm, a shedding of earthly attachments, and the beginning of an inward journey. The text describes the divine bark's procession through the river of the night, where myriad deities, both benevolent and malevolent, stand as sentinels. This river, dark and mysterious, represents the subconscious mind, a repository of hidden fears and unacknowledged desires. By traversing these waters, the seeker learns to confront and integrate the shadow self, a crucial step in spiritual ascent. As the bark sails deeper into the underworld, the 2nd to 6th hours reveal a series of harrowing landscapes, inhabited by serpents, monstrous beings, and fiery lakes. These challenges, described vividly in the text, are not merely external obstacles, but internal trials that test the seeker's resolve. In the 5th hour, for instance, Ra encounters Apophis, the serpent of chaos, who seeks to devour the sun god. This battle symbolizes the struggle against the forces of entropy and darkness within one's own psyche. By invoking the protective spells and divine names detailed in the Amduat, the seeker can harness spiritual power to overcome inner turmoil and emerge fortified. The seventh hour marks a pivotal moment in the journey, as Ra reaches the deepest part of the underworld and encounters Osiris, the god of resurrection. Here, the text reveals the mystical union between Ra and Osiris, a profound alchemical marriage that signifies the death of the old self and the birth of the new. This sacred conjunction teaches the seeker the importance of surrender and rebirth, emphasizing that true transformation arises from the integration of opposites. The invocation of Osiris's name and the recitation of his attributes, as described in the Amduat, can aid the seeker in achieving this divine union, awakening latent spiritual powers and guiding the soul toward enlightenment. From the 8th to the 12th hour, the text chronicles Ra's ascent towards the eastern horizon, where dawn and rebirth await. These hours are rich with symbols of renewal and regeneration. In the 10th hour, for example, Ra passes through a field of divine grain, symbolizing the soul's nourishment and the harvest of spiritual wisdom. The parables within these passages teach the importance of patience and perseverance, reminding the seeker that spiritual growth is a gradual process, nurtured through continuous practice and devotion. The final hours of the Amduat culminate in Ra's triumphant emergence at the eastern horizon, reborn and radiant. This symbolizes the ultimate achievement of spiritual transformation, where the soul, having traversed the depths of the subconscious and overcome the trials of the night, rises anew with awakened consciousness and divine insight. The text's final invocations and hymns celebrate this renewal, encouraging the seeker to embrace their inner divinity and to wield their newly awakened powers with wisdom and compassion. In the mystical verses of the Book of Amduat, one finds a profound blueprint for spiritual transformation. Each hour, each passage serves as a guidepost, illuminating the path towards inner awakening and the cultivation of divine powers. The seeker is invited to meditate upon these ancient symbols, to internalize their lessons, and to apply the sacred knowledge in their own spiritual journey. To harness the transformative power of the Amduat, the seeker must engage with the text not merely as a historical document, but as a living, breathing guide to the mysteries of the soul. Through meditation, ritual, and the recitation of its sacred passages, one can invoke the divine energies encapsulated within its words. The spells and hymns, rich with the names of gods and protective incantations, serve as potent tools for spiritual protection and empowerment. By aligning oneself with the celestial rhythms described in the text, the seeker can attune to the cosmic cycles of death and rebirth, harnessing their energies for personal transformation. The parable of Ra and Apophis, for instance, offers a powerful allegory for the struggle against inner chaos. As Ra battles the serpent of darkness, the seeker learns the importance of courage and vigilance in overcoming personal demons. By invoking the protective spells and visualizing the divine bark surrounded by guardian deities, the seeker can fortify their own spiritual journey, warding off negative influences and strengthening their inner resolve. Similarly, the union of Ra and Osiris in the seventh hour serves as a profound symbol of alchemical transformation. This sacred conjunction teaches the seeker about the necessity of embracing both light and shadow, life and death, in the pursuit of spiritual wholeness. By meditating upon this union and reciting the hymns dedicated to Osiris, the seeker can facilitate their own inner alchemy, transforming base desires into spiritual gold and achieving a harmonious balance between opposing forces. The final ascent of Ra, as described in the 12th hour, serves as an inspiration for the seeker's own spiritual ascension. The imagery of the sun rising from the eastern horizon, reborn and resplendent, symbolizes the attainment of enlightenment and the awakening of divine consciousness. By internalizing this imagery and reciting the invocations that celebrate Ra's renewal, the seeker can align themselves with the cosmic forces of rebirth, awakening their own latent spiritual powers and rising to higher states of consciousness. In the mystical embrace of the Book of Amduat, the seeker finds not just a map of the underworld, but a guide to the inner landscape of the soul. Its ancient wisdom, inscribed in sacred hieroglyphs and illuminated by the light of the sun god, offers a timeless pathway to spiritual transformation and the awakening of divine powers. Through the meditative study of its passages, the recitation of its sacred spells, and the internalization of its profound symbols, the seeker can embark on their own journey through the night, emerging reborn and radiant with the dawn of spiritual enlightenment. Thus, the Book of Amduat stands as a testament to the enduring power of ancient wisdom, a beacon of light guiding the seeker through the depths of the subconscious and towards the heights of spiritual awakening. Its sacred knowledge, preserved through millennia, continues to inspire and empower those who dare to embark on the path of inner transformation, revealing the eternal truth that within the darkness of the night lies the promise of the dawn.